Let's welcome Sue Lotta to Infinity Club. Welcome. All right. We're going to be doing the Taurus season monthly peace report this Saturday. So, Infinity Club members will, of course, have access to the replay. Sulata, welcome to the Infinity Gang, aka Infinity Clan Gang, aka Infinity Click, aka Infinity Club. Welcome to the Infinity Cult. I've always wanted to be a cult member, so this is beautiful. This might be the most limitless cult ever to club ever to exist. What am I talking about? Um, we are gonna talk about this North Node in Taurus activation. As you can see, the node is in between the 0 degree sun squaring Pluto. I know, I can't believe I'm saying that right now. And the 11 degree moon in Taurus. So I'm going to do my best to Gemini wiggity, wiggity, wiggity up and just at least give my perspective on, what is activating right now, right here, right now. All right. We have just come off a conjunction at the peak apex 29 degrees of the warrior, the savage, the I will beat your motherfucking ass. Aries! Unprecedented. Next to the king of gods, who just literally wants all the smoke. Can you believe that? All the smoke. What's up with Zeus? Does anyone know? Does anyone know? Why is he still cheating on Hera? I mean, why hasn't he conducted whatever with Hera? Anyway, this conjunction that we are, I don't want to say experiencing because that's a function I feel of, or a consequence of mutable signs. Welcome, Angels of Enlightenment LLC, to the Eternal Vibe Tribe. You are most welcome. But I want to say more so an element of manifestation. Welcome to the land, the promised land of instant manifestation, where compared to other Taurus seasons with Saturn in Pisces, with Neptune in the third decan, subruled by Pluto, which transforms your experience into the ethers of creation. Oh, speaking of King of Gods, we have the Pure King line is here. Goat Squad. We got the elites coming in. This is literally set in its fixed nature in Taurus. Not only set to activate this quality of natural energy, energico. If you've ever seen that movie, energico, baby. Because see, we just finished the chapter of power. We're going to revisit this chapter in Cancer season. But we're now opening the energy door with Pluto that is awakening the high energy door. These are the gates. These are the gates where if you're a Scorpio, you're going to be finessing everyone like you usually finesse everyone. But now this is like the grand finesse. And if you're a Leo, you're just going to be wondering, why isn't anyone paying attention to me? Unless you're like an anti-social Leo, then you're going to love this. Unless you're a social Leo. If you're a social Leo, you might like it would be mixed reviews. And I don't mean so in a narcissistic way, but in a sense where Leo has shit to say. It's just, people are social distancing. Even though people are still out and about, social distancing, I want to reference the emptiness of all zodiac signs. No energy transiting these zodiac signs except the moon and the personal planets through their yearly routes. But they don't really count. So, the fuckery we are getting ready to just headfirst dive into is both ridiculous as it is terrifying. Sorry, Freudian slip. Ridiculous as it is inspirational. The only thing terrifying about this is how convinced people more than ever will be of their own delusions. See, your work more than ever must speak for itself, because where everyone believes that they are God or everyone believes that they know anything in this expansive, limitless space that we call reality, which is hilarious. It is the manifestation of your integrity. Oh my God, being delusional is amazing. But I'm talking about actual delusion, right? Katie is really talking about the genius of being delusional to break through into a new experience. Then you have actual delusion, where where men with fake vaginas really believe that their pussy is better than the kitty cat that's in your. If I was a woman, I'd be heated. Yes, I'm instigating right now. If I was a woman, I'd be heated. But I'm not. I don't want to make it like that. I'm using that as an example. You know what I mean? Like delusion, normalizing delusion. And like this is going to now be the culmination of everything you have both practiced and preached, so that you don't have to be on the street arguing with people. Your work speaks for yourself. It's in your body, it's in your emotions. I would be hot. I would be so heated. Like, do you think that fake poom poom is coming? I actually secrete natural juices. What is wrong with you niggas? You men want to be us now? I'm so confused. I thought like, hey, city boys up. It is what it is. Look, this is very important, because this is warfare done in a way that is bringing the best and worst parts of you, really just the best parts of you, and crystallizing it through over the next 2 years as everything that you know and love ends forever. Thank Jesus. And we innovate into this evolution of consciousness that you've been feeling in your soul forever. Okay. So so um it's very crucial, this gathering we're having, which is its own form of ritual. All the fertile subconscious intentions you're making, multiplied with 102 plus people watching, even if you're watching this after, because this is like a time capsule, which you can still engage in the experience. But this is going to, as we activate this, the moon in Taurus is dropping the seeds off. I'm preaching now. The moon in Taurus is dropping the seeds off in this promised land. And before we have a Jack and the Beanstalk moment in a week from now, where this shit just actually grows through the ground a lot, right? In a week from now, the moon is going to be in Leo. And this is going to represent this understanding of courage to actually pronounce socially your value. This is what's going to bring those seeds through the ground. Square Uranus with very quick fashion, opposite Pluto, making this very extreme. Psyops are very real. Okay, so this is very important. And I'm going to say that as a filler, as I say what I'm going to say next, because as the moon drops these seeds, it's very important that you tap in naturally to your value before we get into Leo, which can tend to exaggerate things because it has to market, it has to put in that polish. Like, Leo is going to be like, even though there's like 50,000 other people, I'm the one, right? And you might have heard that from 49,000 other people, but you gotta put that flag. Leo is the performer. This is the WWE. Like, I'm going to win this championship. You know what I'm saying? It's what sells the show. You know what I mean? Like, two people, you got to let them, okay, cool. So before we're there, you have to actually tap into what naturally is valuable about you. And that's not anything that could be faked. That's why Virgo is the realist. Virgo is the realist expression through the element of earth. I say they're the realest zodiac signs. And then you have the greatest, which is Cap. But then you have the most solid, which it's a version of the realist. I feel like Virgo takes it, masters it. But the most solid zodiac sign, and also the slowest, is Taurus. And so with this solidity, with this rock solidness, the loyalty, Taurus is big on loyalty because loyalty is royalty, which makes Taurus the first level of royalty through natural royalty. I got it out the mud royalty. Okay, I have. So Taurus is the self-made king and queen. So shout out to the Tauruses, Taurus moons, Taurus risings. What's up? This is individual. Did it by myself. Okay. Unlike the collective effort of Aquarius that brings the entire community together and makes miracles, we have to also take into account that each individual has to bring their own value. Taurus. appreciation, evaluation. So like you are sowing the seeds for this. And that's where going through the Pluto gate in Aquarius makes it impossible to fake the funk. I mean, you still can, but I'm not talking to anyone who's going to fake the funk. You're faking the funk if you do not accept that your value is anything less than limitless. This is the true nature of your being as a creation or child of God. Everything that God made is good. So any version of yourself in this material reality where you have split by time multiple variations of anything you can do outside of this realm is the true you, your higher self. That's why you must be Christ-like, align with Christ, your Christ consciousness, so that you can bring this down and always choose the right, narrow, straight path. Broad is the path that leads to destruction, right? What's really key here, though, right, other than Chiron and Aries, is in this alignment, you are tapping into the eternal facet of you that is perfect. Perfection is not anything that you strive to be, it is a state. Perfection is a state of existence that has nothing to do with you. You can either choose to see it or not. And many of you have not accepted that this world you live in, whether the devil rules it or not, is perfect. This existence that you are a part of in this waking reality or sleep is perfect until you understand and accept that God made you beautiful in every way. That doesn't mean you can't make modifications and like change facets of yourself, but is it based on a flaw? Is it based on a lie that you're not already perfect? That's a lie. That you're not already perfect. Your inability to accept everything God made you is what will literally push you off this path, and then you start to sin. Anything that is not of God is evil. Anything that's not aligned with you is not you. You're not really being yourself. That's a sin, right? So relative to this, in this alignment of who you are as a soul, as who you were born as a soul, not of course, you know what I'm saying, what we identify with through social means. It's one thing to say that as a concept. You are now sowing the seeds with this moon in Taurus to actually understand what that really feels like. This is natural value that is activating. And that's what brings me back to this conjunction. Because with this conjunction, the seeds that you are sowing in a week will actually sprout in the form of courage. Where if you planted these seeds well and you know you have natural value, you're going to have confidence expressing that. A lack of confidence comes from not being able to feel valuable in yourself. So please plant those seeds. So how do you plant those seeds? You plant those seeds by nurturing your worth. And throughout the next couple of days in this final manifestation, actually feeling naturally valued. Because you can tell yourself that until you feel it. That's the way, affirmations. But really, this is the activation of the cycle where you want to be a farmer at work and do not slack off on this. Because this fixed sign energy is going to fix this with the eclipse. Now we have the eclipse on this. So this is what ties this in for the next 10 years and cements it in 2 weeks. Not a game. So you have to have the discipline, awareness, and receptivity to feel everything that is naturally real about yourself, because you're going to gain this insight. You're aware of it now. And so feel it. Here's the Uranus and Taurus hack. Literally feel that you're perfect for the next day and a half without having to fake the funk. Literally feel that, oh yeah, I'm him, I'm her. We did this in Aries, right? So strengthen that, feel that, really honor yourself over the next 2 days. The rest of your entire life, especially over the next 10 years, is crucial on how well you can feel how valuable you are. And so for the rest of today and tomorrow, literally just feel, I'm perfect. I'm perfect. I'm perfect. Especially if you don't feel perfect, this is beautiful. It's even better if you naturally on this fertile ground of your subconscious have emotions uprise that start to combat this. Now you can work with them and be like, wait, you feel insecure? Okay. Now, this is how you want to nurture those feelings. Okay. Instead of being like, you can feel it and then be like, no, I'm perfect and coddle it. This is how you want to nurture it. Bitch, I said I'm perfect. Come out here then, bitch. Bitch, I'm perfect. I bet you won't say that again, bitch. Bitch, I'll beat your ass. You want to be vulgar as shit. And what's very important about this is the force that comes with this, almost as if there is an audacity. See, Tauruses know exactly what I'm talking about. This is a royal vibe. The audacity for anything alive that exists or dead to even assert that you are anything less than perfect. The fuck is wrong with that? That is horrible. You cannot enable this vibration to feel like it's okay that you feel that I'm imperfect. No. What the fuck is wrong with you, bitch? You can kind of give like an Italian mafia vibe. Like, do you want me to murk you right now? I don't. That was the worst Italian accent. Do you, I wish. See, I wish I could do an Italian accent. That's also a top 5 accent. So it's like, you know, do you want me to murk you right now? You're like, you think this is sweet? You think AOB? You think this is? What's up, son? I wish I could do the New York. It is what it is. Listen, yes, this is a royal vibe. These peasants really degrade super condescendingly. And you're going to really gain this with the Pluto square, which brings an extremity from a much more higher place that you can look down super snobbishly. So make sure you just denigrate and degrade the living shit out of any vibration that almost brings you out of alignment. Now, hold on here. This is not, we don't have, you see how there's no Libra? Libra is our PR agent. Libra is the PR agent that says, all right, I understand how you feel, but let's turn ingrate to that's unfair. We don't have that energy. We shouldn't even try. Like, we have the Chiron in Aries. Bring that vulnerability. Make sure you do everything to denigrate insensitively any force through anyone. This might be challenging to do to other people in real life. I want you to do it anyway. During this fertile period, you cannot enable, even in the most manipulative, indirect ways, for your subconscious to feel in any way that it is acceptable. See, this is where integrity walks. So if you're putting this, but you're not bringing it, if you're saying you're perfect, but you're not actually living that, then you're going to gain that karma. This is where it always resets. Okay. But like, thank you. Like, how could you be so stupid? This is going to make you keenly aware and receptive of how people treat you in ways they may not even be aware they're disrespecting or respecting you. Because now, at a subconscious level, you are holding yourself to this standard. As you hold yourself to the standard and live it, you're activating this law. And so as you activate this law, it's going to register who doesn't. And like, you can coddle it, you can be nice, or you can denigrate. This is going to be available. You can insensitively denigrate viciously any peon who dares undermine my value and worth. If you even knew what I can do. Now I sound like Sir Oreo. All right. So this is not a joke. You can laugh at it. It's supposed to feel uncomfortable. This is a Pluto square, and this is the next element. Squares, 90-degree angles, indicate outside influences. As an individual, sowing the seeds of your individual worth, what is this very extreme, hating ass square that's coming from the collective, the telepathic, quantum, in the sense of extra dimensional and causal facets of just the existence of ideas that exist. And so you'll tap into it and tune in through other people's thoughts and through just the potential that will, as you activate the frequency of this worth, just as a counter frequency, hate on your ass. And I know you're feeling it. You are officially across the bubble. I know you getting hated on, because that's not necessarily an uncommon thing. Frequencies range all the time. So like the concept of anyone on this planet getting hated on is as common as if you exist, there'll always be an opposition. But are you aware of it? And are you aware of the quality? Well, let me actually break this down, because this square that's happening from the sun and Pluto is making you keenly aware of this in unconscious, indirect ways, with which you can even see it with people's reactions to you unconsciously. So we're not even, some of you might be so wrapped up on the individual you're talking to and not even seeing how they are just a part of the entire collective, where they're playing their part in that, and your relationship as a part of the collective to the collective. This is where the Aquarius suns and the Aquarius moons, they're in the midst of some of the most vicious psyops that have ever happened to mankind. And many of you are not on their level. So they don't even, most of them don't even know how to speak 3D. So they just sound retarded, but they're trying to tell you the truth. But these motherfuckers sound like aliens. It's like retarded ass aliens, because not everyone can speak 3D. And even the ones of you that speak 3D, you're breaking down something so unreal. It's just designed to sound like you're retarded as fuck. And that's because you're not supposed to even talk about it. You're supposed to deal with it. You're supposed to fucking deal with it. You are at the level you're at. You can deal with it. And you can now rest on the fact that you're perfect. So let me give you a magic spell that will actually do you well. Remember, you can just sow the seeds, right? But this is a potent magic spell. You can run it through your mental program, and then once it impresses in your subconscious, the spell will activate if you just keep focused during this period. Are you ready? This one is simple but deadly. This one takes all your power back, and the vicious dark forces from the shadow of this Pluto, because Taurus is now in the shadow 4th house of Pluto. And relative to that, I want you to comment an exclamation mark if, because parts of this are going to feel like psychotic or schizophrenic, but it's not schizophrenia. You're evolving the nature of how your mind can telepathically transmute frequencies. So how many of you are feeling at a much more intense level psychic attack, or you're feeling like people's impressions, not in a paranoid way, but in a legit way where it's like reactions to what you're doing. It's almost trying to undermine you, trip you up. Feel that. If you are here, okay, this is representing the climax of you now completely claiming more victory than ever. This is a very crucial checkpoint because you have just leveled up. New levels, new devils. And now you having to check someone this week it's now from Capricorn coming through humanity. This is a corruption of humanity. Whereas you addressed your shadow issues and did not spiritually bypass, a lot of fucking people did. And so this corrupts their whole psyche. And many people are going to be taken over by demon genes that will take over their consciousness like an Osutsuki vessel. And welcome to zombie land. The aliens and zombies that you have heard about exist, but not in the way the movies portray at all. It's not from above, it's from within. Because remember, there's a universe within you. So if aliens come from the universe, what if they invade from within? I think I just got a text from the FBI. That was a horrible joke. So yes, this square, you are now grounding the cord, because it's not all negativity, right? This psychic attack is not all negativity. It's just there's more evil people in this world than there are pure people. Crime rates kind of reflect that. So there's going to be more corruption in the frequency than purity. And that's going to account for why there's more negativity that you respond to. This is your power, though. You're going to be able to convert this into power. So for those of you who commented the exclamation mark, even if you didn't, let me tell you a true statement. And it's something that whenever you feel off balance, frustrated, or negative, just remind yourself of this truth. Everything that happens works out in my favor. Everything is perfect. Everything that anybody does benefits me and works out in my favor. You're not saying this to make it happen. Oh, we bringing it back. I'm working on season 2. I already got the set list for season 2. I got the episodes. This is not you trying to force anything to happen. This is just bringing you back to the remembrance of the fact that you're perfect. So that's why this psychic attack, the purpose of this psychic attack through repetition is to knock you out your psyche through being petty as fuck in ways that use peer pressure and majority of a hive mind to try and undermine your worth. But you know what your worth is, and the strength of one individual solos an entire universe of mindless idiots who are cowards, who have no courage to stand on their own values, who have to give in to false narratives just to be accepted. They got nothing on you. So all you have to do is just remind that. And here's the thing, you don't have to take my word for it. Uranus is in the sign. So just the small things you do produce ridiculously amazing results. Less is more. But if you're not focused on that, then you're going to waver. So just take my word. Just take my word for this. You don't even have to take my word for this. For the next day and a half, just plant those seeds. I'm perfect. Everything is perfect. I'm perfect. Everything is perfect. Pronoia. Everything and everyone is working out in my favor. And just focusing on that. Now, like a farmer focuses and puts those seeds, don't allow yourself to get distracted. Really be fixed on this and feel it real. Feel it real. Even when you're looking at stuff that is seemingly imperfect, be like, yep, that's perfect. And what you're going to see is the accuser, the devil, troll you and start trying to be like, oh, is that really perfect? You're like those of you who commented the exclamation marks, you're getting microaggressions and subliminals. You're getting a lot of these subliminals from people in the collective. Invite that shit. Welcome that shit. Be like, oh, you're adorable. I'm perfect though. Did you know? Like you stepping into your power pisses them off because when you tell them the truth, don't you know everything you're doing works out in my favor? We're not separate. I don't think I'm better or worse than you the way you think you might be better than me. Everything you do works out for me. They will be completely infuriated because you're no longer in a desperate, depressed place where they can take advantage of. Think Momoshiki to Boruto, who in Finding Hope didn't allow this evil celestial to take over their body through having the frequency to let them in, where they don't have the will to live. And so any force can take it over. It's simple and it's powerful. And what's going to happen is here's the actual activation guide. So you're going to plant these seeds, right? And then once this goes into Gemini, you're going to understand the truth of these seeds you planted. And this is where you're going to be receiving, like when you when you're innovating something outside of the system, it's not normal. And so the criticism of it is it may be delusional. So it's when you are tapping into that frequency, you're hit with that counterwave. You're delusional. You're delusional. That is an action made because you are threatening the caster. This is Magic Wars. The person who's casting that frame on your reality is instinctually doing so because they are threatened by you. This is going to help you flip how you see this, because once you see it like that, it's literally feeding you. It's like, wow, like you're threatened by me. So this is empowering what I'm doing. The intention that they are doing when they say you're delusional is to knock you out of that frequency. So instead of actually innovating, you start to feel self-conscious. But why would you feel self-conscious? Remember, the devil is the accuser of thy brethren. Anyone can be a devil. It's the title, just like God is a title, devil is a title. So the devil shows up when you are being accused, when Christ has already paid the way for you. You are not saved because you have done anything good. It's because you have, as an analogy with your higher self, versus this flesh that you fight in order to stay aligned with spirit, you have already, in aligning with Christ, paid that blank check. And so the whole purpose of you being criticized is to fit within that frame that people who are threatened of you feel. You just sitting in your confidence completely threatens these people with their false narratives, because it induces cognitive dissonance to reveal the fact that these people just live an entire lie. Consider the fact that you have clowns out here talking about alpha male this, alpha man this, beta male this. Let me tell you something. The whole study behind alpha and beta and wolves have been debunked. That's just not even real. That is a social construct biologically, where people, Malcolm Gladwell blinking, have their biases and prejudices and don't necessarily factor in, regardless of one's behavior, the state of someone. Case in point, there is no alpha male who walks around saying they're alpha. No one who, and if we were going to even play this, if you're an alpha male, a true alpha male is not, or real alpha male is not going to be like, I'm an alpha, you're a beta. If you were to call someone a beta male, a real alpha male will be like, that person's not a beta. This is where they're strong. Someone who is truly alpha lifts other people up. All these people talking about, oh, that's a beta male, I fuck bitches, I have a lavish lifestyle. You are compensating for something. You did not have a papa. You are looking towards these father figures because you want people to like you. You need to remember you're perfect. You need to do that bullshit. If you were truly an alpha, you would build other people up. That's what alphas do. They don't look at themselves as better or cooler than other people. That's a cultural wave that's dying. And so for these fake fucks who don't have any substance in their soul, they do get intimidated when you're doing the simplest shit, not even trying to do whatever, exposes the lie that they are. So you are going to be feeling in these frequencies. You're delusional. You're a lame. You're a loser. And all you have to be like is, you're adorable. You didn't know? I'm perfect. Everything that you're doing right now works out in my favor. Even these mind games you may be trying to play. You can say that out loud. You can think that. The more you feel that, you are going to strengthen this vibration. And you are effectively taking all of that South Node Scorpio power back, and it's going to reset the balance. And what's going to happen is these people are going to be showing up so much more in real life to take that power back for real. And now you are the one who has more leverage, and all you have to do is dismiss these fools out your presence, because nothing real can be threatened. That's the point that I'm making. Nothing real can be threatened at all. So if you're getting hit with this uncharacteristic, subtly manipulative, indirect tactic to reinforce your subconscious, that's coming from someone feeling threatened. That's a collective vibration feeling threatened of your individual worth. That means if they're threatened, they're not real. This applies to unconscious facets within yourself. It's not real. That's just the formula. So there's scientifically no reason for you to even give into it. They're literally just playing their hand, snitching on themselves, and letting you know, hey, I'm threatened by you. They're fake and live a lie, so they're going to put a mask on and act cool because they're so deeply insecure. They have to overcompensate and prove like this shit is a mental illness. That's why I don't make fun of it. A lot of these people are mentally ill, showing this image, having to do drugs just to escape their misery. So yes, they're intimidated by you, who actually practices what the fuck they preach, and not having to sell a dream to lost boys and girls. Welcome to the infinity movement, where as infinity heirs, we express our limitless potential in ways that don't have to make sense to idiots, because we are beyond their understanding. Look anyone in the eyes and tell them the audacity for you to accept me as any less than perfect. You do not have to like me. You can go choose anything else. But if you're going to address and approach me as the perfect being that I am. I'm not asking you to do more than anything that you already have to do. Do not disrespect me like I am not complete and I am not whole, motherfucker. Or you could say bitch, or you could say stupid. You can really insert anything. So yeah, that being said, now that you understand the threat you are to this fake ass collective as we step into a brand new age and create a brand new superpower society. Oh yeah, I'm bringing all the savagery. Let's get it. So the reason why I call this the final manifestation is because this is the last time we're going to have the North Node in Virgo. By the time the North Node in Taurus, by the time the North Node comes back in Taurus, Saturn will have already made its rounds through the individuals. So thank you, Shannon, for saying this, because while we are sowing these seeds, the energy is very wonky. Pluto is still in between Aquarius. Saturn has just entered Pisces. Jupiter is going to get ready to go into Taurus. And so this is making you in between worldsies. You're activating this before you're fully aware of it. And what's very important is you're evolving so rapidly that you're tapping into facets of your power before you're comfortable sitting in it. And the counterintuitive way to deal with this is to not hold back. Okay, Shay, take your time. Please don't any of you ever feel obligated to join the membership. We are here forever. So you will always have time and opportunity. Don't ever feel obligated to stay. Even if you just afford 1 month of the membership, your patronage is eternally valued. Like, thank you. You didn't have to do that. So please don't ever feel, I will always let you know it's available, but please don't ever feel like you have to. Don't feel like I'll feel a certain way. Okay. So the transit interpretation, is good question. For those of you who want a transit interpretation, for example, I'm offering a transit interpretation for $40, and then I'm going to pull tarot. I'm going to pull for all the 12 zodiac signs. So basically, if you can see this chart right here, I'm going to interpret the first 2 weeks. What is this new moon to full moon going to be for you? And see, the moon in Gemini is going to now manifest the magical value of this. So right now, as you're feeling it real, this is going to produce the understanding of actual thoughts that start to create how perfect you are. You're going to start to see synchronicities is what I'm saying, especially square Saturn. All right. The moon in Gemini square Saturn is going to test you. Saturn's a tester, right? So Saturn is politicking with Neptune like, man, this motherfucker saying they perfect. And Neptune is like, I believe in them, because Neptune always believes in you to very sinister lengths. Neptune is so unconditional. I believe in you. And Saturn does not believe in you. So Saturn's going to test you. Yes, trust. Saturn going to test your beliefs. So the square to Gemini is this motherfucker think he perfect. Wow. All right. Test. Let's see if he going to keep that same energy. That's the name of the game for Taurus season. All that shit you are popping in Aries, keep that same energy. So, this might be a conversation, right? You just sowed these seeds, all right? And there's that parable in the New Testament where when you sow seeds, spitting the gospel is like planting seeds. When you plant seeds on the ground, not all the ground is fertile. Some of the seeds were not on fertile ground, so they couldn't grow through the root. Some of the seeds, got plucked by some birds that came through. So, you know what I'm saying? You gave them the message, but then their friends came through and started talking that bullshit. Some of the seeds aren't in a good environment, so it's not nurtured to grow. But when you have that fertile ground and you plant that seed, it'll grow. And that brings responsibility in the nature of the environment that you're planting these seeds. Are you planting these seeds in an environment that does not value you? That is not the fault. It's not, nobody owes you anything. People are not here to like or dislike you. It is up to you to create that environment and space and to create your domain, to establish your space. Do not let people walk through your space where they are entitled to all their dumbass opinions, but you will respect your space. and you will let other people respect their space, your space, just like hopefully you respect their space, because you do not want to do to others what you don't want to happen to yourself. People think that the phrase is, and I used to believe this too, I completely forgot, do unto others what you want to be done to yourself. That is not the golden rule. Do unto others what you want to be done to you, and don't do to other people what you don't want to be done to you, are two different statements. I saw this on an Owen Benjamin post, and I, for some reason, assumed it was the first one, but it never made sense to me sometimes. It's like, what if you're very masochistic and you want other people to hurt you? You would hurt other people, but don't do unto others what you don't want to happen to you. What a golden rule. Okay. And relative to this, right? This is very, very, very key, because in the manifestation and activation of this, the first level is with the square to Pluto right now. This is the extreme outside influence of a very cold, detached collective that if you give in to the peer pressure as you're feeling your perfection, you'll get discouraged. But I don't know why you would. You're fucking perfect. You were, listen, this is not a debate. If you acknowledge that you are a soul having a human experience, then as a soul, which is a fractal of God, you are a creation and child of God. And let me tell you something. Everything that God made is perfect. So that soul part of you is the real part of you. And as you go within and harness that, you're perfect. This is how you awaken your God self, your perfect self. The part of you, your perfect self, is the part of you that is aligned fully to the main God source. So you are the full expression of the all. It's not rocket science. It's astrology. No, I'm joking. I just like saying that. So this is a, see, we don't need to divide ourselves with these religious dogmatic principles. We're out of that age. Thankfully, an age of knowledge is coming through to wash us away. A lot of darkness and vampires, but still, new levels, new devils. So we are rewiring. We are all perfectly imperfect. Okay. And even in our imperfection, we are perfect. And that's how we were made. So in tapping into that, you're going to break through into the Moon in Gemini chapter. This is the second part of the activation. Okay. Technically, mathematically, we could say it's going to be 29 degrees of no, that's not true at all. Yeah, if we're following the sun here, 5 degrees Cancer is going to be the completion of the activation. This is kind of like an extended activation, but not really. So 5 degrees of Cancer, 4 or 5 degrees of Cancer will initiate the final activation of extending this natural feeling with the emotional feeling to emotional intelligence up your body language. Wow, that was horrible grammar. I love it. So with that, or syntax. So with that being said, I want to make sure we're clear that this natural understanding, as you align with the perfection of your being, which perfect is really just a concept. I really just want you to align that there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing, that's not how you were created. There's nothing wrong with you. So shed everything society lied to you. All right. And tap into your magic core, your powerful core. All right. The part that science wants to lie to you and says doesn't exist, but it's flirting and acting like, well, maybe it does exist. Disgusting. So yes, the Moon in Gemini is going to produce thoughts that will help you understand further. Gemini, representing enlightenment, is going to now bring an enlightened quality in the affinity of Taurus, which Gemini is its second house. So this is going to be fire. Technically, it's not a fire sign, but like this in its production of thoughts is going to cross you through a toll gate, the Saturn toll gate, where Saturn does not believe in you like Neptune believes in you. So don't worry. After the gate, Neptune's going to bless you. Okay. But with Venus is going to assist you through this gate. Venus loves the second house. So you're going to be thinking I'm perfect, and Venus is going to nurture you like, you're perfect, baby. Yeah, I know you're perfect. Like, you're going to understand how to, oh, let's get it. Like, this is going to be fire. But hey, now Saturn is going to test you. And this is a very important test. You actually want to look forward to this test, because Saturn's just going to throw the initial basic test, right? Before the full moon test. The complete test is going to be Virgo, right? But this is the initial test to make sure you actually really truly understand your perfection. So what is being challenged? Pisces represents beliefs. So the thoughts you're producing are going to be challenged by these beliefs. Oh, you believe you're perfect? Then why? Pisces answers the question why. Then why this? Then why that? The second house nature of this is bringing in unconscious beliefs that will threaten the quality of your self-esteem. And now all you have to do is just pass the test. Just be like, because I'm perfect, bitch. Remember, kids say the darnest things. So you don't need a classy response like Libra may do. You could literally be childish as long as you align with the truth. And the truth is, you don't need a reason to explain your perfection. The purpose of the test is to just see if you really think you're perfect. Because if you pass the test, Saturn's going to be like, oh, okay, this motherfucker really thinks they're perfect. And then Saturn will get you again with the full moon, where you have to be like, well, are you really perfect? That's going to be the moon in Virgo opposite Saturn, to where it's no longer just you thinking it. Now it's real. Now you're actually like, yeah, I am really perfect. Look at this synchronicity. And we going to prove Saturn wrong. Because then when it's in Sag, Saturn's going to pay up. Okay. And trust me, Saturn is not bad for doing this. Testing is very important to manufacture greatness. When you create a vehicle, it has to go through testing so that you don't just go off the faith of thinking it's dope. And now the driver of the car is, unraveling. So really appreciate these tests, because that Gemini test, shout out to Keon, the motherfucking one. Okay. That Gemini test is going to let you know you are fucking amazing. This is going to be an outside collective influence that will cause you to question if the thoughts you're producing are actually true. And don't get caught up in having to find a reason. There's no analytical energy to work with. Just stay Taurus, Gemini moon true to you and be like, bitch, I'm perfect. Have you seen my kitty cat, or have you seen my penis? Do you know I can laugh very obnoxiously? Why wouldn't I be perfect? You see how I'm not even giving you a good reason? It matters less the reason and more that you just keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. That's it. That's it. If you would rather give like a much more logical reason, then do that. But I'm just letting you know it don't even matter. Keep that same energy and keep thinking those thoughts against that pressure. Cool. So you've done that. Awesome. So we're going to move forward. And now the square to Neptune. Well, Neptune believes in you. Neptune actually believes in you. Oh, yeah. Getting those workouts in. Neptune actually believes in you. A little bit too much. Neptune believes in you in the way where, like, even you don't think, you make like a song and even you don't think the song is good. You're not even confident in it. But Neptune's like, what do you mean? That's the best song ever. That's the best song ever. Neptune and Pisces like, no, this is going to be the best song ever, and hypes you up. And then Saturn and Virgo's like, why are you lying to this fool? Why are you lying to this? So, like, thank you. Saturn don't believe in you. Neptune believes in you too much. So the square to the moon, you gonna be getting synchronicities. Neptune's gonna be like, yeah, you are perfect. In fact, you're so perfect. This. And now, unlike Saturn, be careful about the flattery, because that's the square to Neptune. Like, you might get too much insight and you start believing in your own juice. And see, now moving into Virgo, we're going to need to be a little rational. Yeah. Gemini to Virgo, we don't want to be, we can be delusional. And I do recommend fully being fish-hearted. And if you want to go there, Neptune is going to take you down a rabbit hole. But don't attach to it. Because if you attach to it, Neptune is purposefully doing this to see how much discernment you have. That's how Neptune teaches its lessons. Neptune will outright troll the shit out of you and lie to you just to see if you will actually have the discernment to see through the lie. That's how you get Neptune's respect, right? I'm not saying to be humble or modest. I'm just saying to see through the deception, because especially at this moon Gemini Neptune square, oh, the delusion will be rife. And not really just because of Neptune. Neptune gets a bad rap of delusion. Neptune can just obscure the vision. And if you give in to these desires, you will effectively lie to yourself, versus at least taking in the Neptune vision, but still staying centered in your truth. Okay. And Venus is still going to, of course, show love. All right, cool. So let's say you made it past the magic chapter. Boom. Now we're at the final activation. So at this stage, where now you passed the Gemini test. So the results of passing the Gemini test, square Saturn, now Saturn is trine the moon, and it's with Mars. It's ready to feel that. Okay. So the final activation of you planting these seeds of I'm perfect is I am starting to actually feel it. Now the attitude of this perception is expressed through the function of me feeling it without even having to say a word. It's like, I feel it. You pass the test. So now you feel, now Saturn is reinforcing this belief that you're perfect by feeling it. Now you're walking with a swag. Remember, Cancer has the juice. Now you're feeling the juice. This is developing subconscious psychic abilities as the effect of your body activates. Now, this crucial chapter is also activating your energy system. Okay. And by the time the moon trines Saturn, at this stage out of the bubble, right, where the sun is sextiling on the node Saturn, this feeling is driving forward the further activation of the seeds you sowed. So you must contemplate heavily your emotions and make sure you are feeling nothing that is out of alignment. That is the activation of this, okay, is very, very, very important, because you want to tend to your field of subconscious like you are expecting very important crops, okay? Because of the nodal influence and with Saturn, you don't want to get caught off guard bullshitting and feeling and thinking things that are not you, because that's what's going to get cemented in your character. Really, like I would say after the harvest, you really could take off. You finished working on the crops, but like really take this serious, because now once we're getting out of this bubble phase officially with the 4-degree sextile, what you want to do as you activate this, by the time you start feeling this, okay, because once the moon is in Cancer, you will be feeling this heavy, the swagger. If you fail the test, you'll know, because when the moon is in Cancer, you're not going to be feeling perfect. And I'm not saying that that doesn't mean you still won't feel discouraged. Like if anything happens and you react naturally to it and something makes you sad, you still want to feel your emotions. Feeling perfect isn't feeling happy all the time, because that's not perfection. Everything is perfect. The truth about perfection is when you are your weakest self versus when you are your strongest self, you are still perfect. The illusion of perfection is once I become my greatest self, then I'll be perfect. That's an illusion. Whether a baby is getting killed or a cat is getting saved, it's all perfect. Everything happened perfectly the way it's supposed to be. Your limited perspective trying to peer into this perfection is going to produce limited understanding. And so until you understand that no matter what experience you have is perfect, then when you're crying, when you're happy, when you're angry, you're still centered in the fact that everything is perfect. And this enables you to observe your emotions instead of attached to them. Simple shit. Simple shit. So once the moon actually goes into Cancer and you're feeling it, all right, Cancer moon, Taurus sun is psychic production or holy production. Cancer, holiness, Scorpio, purity, Pisces, divinity. This sextile to the sun in Taurus with Saturn, and then the trine and opposition to the North Node. What you want to do is facilitate an imagination. Many of you have been building this since 2012. A lot of what you've called a delusion has been your imagination running in the background. And the delusion comes with your inability to separate between what you're imagining versus what's reality and being a victim to it. The only difference between a victim and a master is someone who uses their imagination or delusion in their favor, where they can still at least know when they're, even if they're not necessarily a victim or attached to it. That's really the difference. If you're attached to an outcome, you're a victim. If you are doing it but you're not attached, despite the chaos that you might even bring, if you do, that's all your karma. You're gonna have to pay for that anyway. So it's not up to anyone else to say it's good or bad, because there really is no good or bad outside of the subjective perception. So that being said, what you want to do is activate the mechanism of imagination. Imagine yourself in a show, a movie, a video game. It doesn't matter what you imagine, just imagine. Now, there's pretending and then there's imagining. Pretending is a form of imagining, but you're not pretending to do this. What you're doing is you're producing in advance the world you're in. We are activating world creation and manifestation. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going in. So once again, with the sextile right here, your mission, should you choose to accept, as we extend this activation all the way out to the full moon in Scorpio, where we will harvest this, is to extend with Mars that will now push you forward this direction and feel this very passionately. All right. Use the feelings to fuel the direction you're taking in this movie or whatever you're imagining. And now you can imagine anything. If you want to imagine that, yeah, so this 3D is like the console, and the imagination is the video game. So you're here in 3D for your body to be the base for you to produce this imagination. So don't worry about your 3D. Literally outright ignore your circumstances and fully engage in this imagination, even if you're imagining things exactly, and find ways to integrate elements of your imagination into your real life. That's all you have to do. What you did so good as a kid. If you want to believe that you're a hero in My Hero Academia, have fun with this. Really feel it. And like, pew, 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 really imagine that you are in a movie or you are in a video game. You know what I'm saying? You might be in an RPG, and take the experiences that you experience, thank you, in real life, and put them as a part of your imagination. Okay. This is so very important. You can do this for the net. So there's levels to this. You can now take this from new moon to full moon and then take off and then come back to new moon to full moon. You could just do this once and let it go. Or you can do this until the rest of the transit. The sun sextiling this ever since Saturn finally entered Pisces is us finally docking off bay, to where through the sea of the astral, our imagination is the boat. Okay, this is you building, this imagination exercise is you building your arc. This is real magic. And this is where every time we go into Virgo season, you'll see elements of this come in, and then we'll do it again. What about if I need time to process? Shannon, great question. It's all up to you. It's all up to you. You have full reign to do whatever you want. If you want to pick it up and then put it down, this is your gift. This shit about to be fun, because now you're going to see elements of your imagination hyper manifest. Remember, we're an instant manifestation land. This is your arc. Not everyone is going to build this arc. The construction of this arc is Saturn through Pisces. Okay. All you have to, so this function of imagination is the highest form of magic, induced by thoughts, then analysis, Virgo, then visions, Sagittarius or visualization, and then imagination, all part of imagination. This is the axis of magic. It's that simple. It's as simple as breathing. So Just like you work out in the gym and you work out your physical muscles, a lot of people don't understand that it takes genius to imagine. Einstein said that the only thing that's more superior to knowledge, I'm paraphrasing, is imagination, because imagination is more than a skill. It is a function that you can practice and work out just like physical exercises, but you don't see it like you see physical primitive exercises. So we pay more attention to the quick materialistic gain, but a lot of people keep their imagination muscle weak. And this produces a weak mind. A strong imagination muscle enables you to imagine scenarios that shift your perspective and make anything possible. Every master magician knows this. The greatest tool in the arsenal of any magician is their imagination, what Neville Goddard calls God. Let's get it. Listen, this is not a fucking game. So, for those of you who have been called to build this arc, all you have to do is imagine. That's it. You actively, it's going to take focus and genius and intellect. This is going to take more discipline than going to the gym, because you can do this anywhere. You can even do it while you're working out. And I do recommend you do it. Okay. All you have to do is imagine anything. You're not imagining, and listening to music will facilitate this too. You're not imagining to force any result. You're just imagining to imagine. You will be actively inducing this function in the background, fully immersed in everything you do. And what you're going to notice slowly but surely is, as you do this, it's going to strengthen considerably. Your ability to do this is going to innovate considerably. And you're going to feel, because the function of imagination is with Pisces tied to the cardinal function of Cancer, feeling. So feelings drive your imagination. And Scorpio is the extreme intensification of how strong you can feel something, so that the stronger you feel it, the more magic your imagination is. I just broke down the axis of water for you: liquid, ice, and gas. Okay. So that's basically it. And in understanding who you are now, you know a lot more how to imagine aligned to you. And so it doesn't matter what you imagine, just imagine. I used to think that shit was stupid. Now I realize it was my treasure all along. Remember, you're not necessarily imagining to force anything to happen. You can, you're just imagining to imagine. So in Demon Slayer, what separates the top level Demon Slayers in Hashira from the regular Demon Slayers, who are still strong, because to be a Demon Slayer, you can't be weak. You're fighting demons, right? Is that they have breathing techniques mastered. And with these breathing styles that they've mastered, it enhances their physical and mental attributes. But the thing about these Hashira is that they can breathe like this 24/7 and maintain this breathing technique even when they're asleep. Yes, this will. Okay. So, relative to this being maintained, you want to take this with imagination. Imagine that every moment that you spend imagining comes back infinity fold to you. And you don't have to worry about the physical results of it, because you will feel it. All right. And by the time Saturn finishes in Pisces and it materializes your imagination, you will have been very grateful that you built the ark. Because let me tell you something about this story. The rain did not come down until the ark was finished. So Noah had no way of knowing that what he was doing was real, or if he was just hearing it in his head, until he faithfully completed the ark. And once you complete this arc and that rain falls down in this new world order of Saturn and Neptune and Aries and floods everyone away, you're going to hop, skip in this mastered imagination that you have been perfecting, and we Gucci, baby. Let me even break down the timeline. Right now, it's just entered. Virgo season is going to happen in September. That's going to be the first checkpoint. Then we're going to come back around to Pisces, start the cycle again, go back to Virgo 2024, next checkpoint. Then we're going to come back again and complete the process in 2025. So every time we have a Virgo season checkpoint, this is you seeing, okay, how much have I really accomplished with this imagination? And you're going to get details of what your arc looks like. Okay, cool. Okay, let's go back to work. Boom, you re-up back in the Saturn and get new tools to work on it. Virgo season. Ooh, okay, this is getting there. Boom, then we complete it. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. Whether through meditation or just imagining. Right now, I'm imagining that as I'm speaking to you all, we're all in a virtual room and we're all looking fresh and suited up and flying beautiful, and we're all connecting. This is now activating the transpersonal, non-material aspect of me that I don't have to actually physically process because I believe it. That's it. And now this is activating that function. And as you continue to do this, you're going to notice, trust me, by the time we get to the full moon in Scorpio, you'll notice it. And this is where after this moon goes over Mars, you are intensifying the power of what direction you're feeling this into. That's what leads us to the moon in Leo. Now, this moon in Leo is now the social integration of taking these feelings of our value and now feeling how with other people socially we integrate it. It's keeping that same energy, but with other people. And Moon in Leo is going to be the understanding against this extreme Plutonian opposing force, which is usually other people. All right. To really proclaim your perfection. This is where in the Moon in Taurus, you're like, I'm perfect. I'm perfect. Moon in Leo, you're walking around like, hey, what's up? I'm him. Yeah. How you doing? Yeah, I'm perfect as fuck. Yeah. I know I don't have to say. I know it's obnoxious. How you doing? Oh, I'm amazing. You know me. I'm just being perfect as usual. And people should look at you like you're weird as fuck. If they don't look at you like they're weird, like this motherfucker, they really think they're perfect, then you're not doing it right. You're not doing it right. You're not doing it enough to hit to be like, wow, this motherfucker is really feeling themselves. Like, what? Like, people should be like, what the is this person a narcissist? Like, they should be at least thinking it a little bit. All right, we got Lilith here too, so get spicy if you have to. Anyway, the moon going into Virgo is what's going to make this really fun. Let me tell you. Because up until this point, this is still conceptual relative to your concept, to your heart. Once this goes into Virgo, you're hit with the second test. It's like, okay, all right. I know you think you're perfect. You know, I was challenging your beliefs, and then you were telling me you're perfect because, all right, cool. So Saturn's going to be like, boom, here's a real scenario. Yeah. Now you're in a real scenario where you have to apply this belief. Let me go see it. And you're going to be like, is that it, Saturn? Hold on. This is going to be a piece of cake. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You're going to pass that test. Boom. Because you're the best. You're perfect. That doesn't mean that you won't feel doubtful before you do it. That doesn't mean that you might not be scared before you do it, but you're operating with that principle like, well, what's the worst that can happen? It's going to work out in my favor anyway. And then you're going to do it, and someone's going to be like, oh shit, they're actually doing it. Damn. All right. Could be better, but all right. That's not bad. And there you go. You passed it. This is where shit's going to be super fun because now it's fifth house to the Taurus sun. And now Virgo and its integrative quality is having you put together all the pieces of your value. And this is where it's going to be really fun because now you're activating this imagination. You're building this arc. We already won. Uno. Right? You're building this arc, but now the moon in Virgo is showing you how really in reality you're building it. You're seeing elements of your imagination reflect through to the point where it's like, when I imagine it, this happens. The mutable nature of this affects a causality, relative to this function of feeling and imagination that's going to make this super fucking fun, especially as the moon trines Uranus, based off of what seeds you're planting now. Mercury coming into the conjunction is going to enable supreme level of brain processing so that you can actually capture it, while Moon in Virgo is showing you the details of, hey, you're not just imagining this. Like, look what's happening for real while you're imagining this. And if you don't pass that test, it's just going to go over your radar because you're not going to be in that frequency where all of God's blessings can only meet you when you are who you really are. If you're being someone fake that you weren't born to be, you're not going to get the blessings meant for you. And that's really the principle here. Mercury retrograde is started today, if not tomorrow. So this is where it's going to get super fun. It's going to motivate you to imagine more, and boom. Now we are at the true integration phase where in the moon in Libra, you are officially understanding how your behavior is being socially reinforced by how well you balance this quality of your value towards other people. And it being opposite Jupiter, where we had the 29-degree new moon, is going to show you how you planting these seeds have considerably grown in a very short amount of time. It's also going to transform your understanding of how less you give a fuck about other people's thoughts and opinions with eccentric ass Uranus King Kungsing it. And then Saturn that just will never give a fuck because it just wants to test this shit into oblivion because it's ending the literal world, which is fun. Sorry. So yes. Then of course we step into the full moon in Scorpio and have the eclipse of a lifetime. By this point, the feelings that you're feeling relative to this imagination to sustain whatever it is you're manifesting will have now completed, and you will harvest the deep wisdom unlocking past life reflections, or you're going to gain nostalgic early childhood understanding of how to reinforce this work. That's the harvest from moon in Scorpio to moon in Aquarius, where we go over Pluto. And this is going to awaken this completion of, oh, wow, I really am perfect. Damn. You're going to understand the complex nature relative to other people who you will be dealing with. You weren't just imagining this, like your value is real. And that's going to be in the form of other people wanting in on your worth, the desire of Scorpio, and you having to cross and draw boundaries where it's like, no, my time is worth this. You're going to need to respect that. That's that full moon because you have now completed this coming into the moon in Aquarius. And so once we do the full moon, I will break down this full moon to Gemini season where it's going to get super magical. By the time we step into that full moon in Scorpio, this is where you have completed the process of extending your magic points. Remember the mana pool. If you played an RPG and you have the Smack a Bitch no Jutsu, but Smack a Bitch no Jutsu takes 7 MP and it takes 7 magic points. Well, you only have 10 magic points. So you can only use Smack a Bitch no Jutsu once a day because in order to restore your magic points, if you don't have a potion, you got to go to sleep. So you're strengthening every day. Okay, now I have 11 magic points. Now I have 12 magic points. So based on the new moon, once you reach the full moon, you've come into the completion of how you've expanded these magic points. Let's say you went from 10 to 50. Now you can smack like 4 bitches a day. No jutsu. Now, once Jupiter goes into Taurus, it's leveling up the bar you completed. All right. So if you only level it up to 20, it's going to level up 20. If you level it up to 50, it's going to level up 50. So really put in work here. What you put into this is what you're going to get out. You are effectively strengthening the quality of your mental force, the mental energy and the physical energy that creates the stamina for you to draw chakra from. So the quality with which you can create and mold chakra so that in Gemini season, you can learn jutsu. You can start learning abilities. So right now, as you can see, the moon in Taurus is you planting these seeds. And as you plant these seeds, The sextile to Mars will be directing where you want to feel in. And as simple as you can make this, you don't have to complicate this. Just spend time imagining and staying in that state of perfection, and just let the rest happen on its own. You're going to be inspired as you stay in this state. And as you are inspired, take action from that inspiration and take away distract. What's going to happen is, and some of you have been feeling this, all right? It's like you want this opportunity, you want that opportunity, you want this, you want that. And it's like, it's not working, or there's so much resistance just for the simplest of stuff to happen, right? And then you take your power back and it's like, all right, fuck that, I'm perfect, don't even need it. And then like lightning, they start hitting you. It's like, hey, hey, hey. And don't fall for temptation. Those who are hitting you in response that you want must be done as you still maintain this state of perfection. Because what's going to happen is most of those people are going to feel that you took your power back, and then they're going to want that leverage back. And so they're going to want the attention back where you come out of this state and you're back to wanting them. We're not doing that. Take your power back. That's it. That's what you want to do right now. That's it. That's what you want to do right now. And you're going to start to see the true nature of what's very manipulative and wanting to, you know what I'm saying, draw you down, or what wants to meet you at that state and build with you. Easy. So if you're ready to piss a lot of dark forces off, just plant those seeds and manifest your true worth. Pass those tests and let's harvest this new energy system as we imagineer our way and arc and build ourselves out of the old world and into this new paradise. Welcome to the promised land, ladies and gentlemen. The presence of the North Node is aligning everything that you are destined to establish. So you must be exceptionally aware and receptive to every single person you're talking to, meeting, and deciding very important things in your life about over the next 2 weeks, because this is not only set to be binding, just understand it's not for no reason, just like every day in life, but this is a much more further emphasis towards this. All right. So let's see. Stephanie, I got your PayPal. For those of you who want a chart understanding, please send me your chart. All right. Like Christine, you sent me. Oh, you sent me your Pisces princess. She's beautiful. Thank you. That's awesome. Stephanie, I'm going to assume you want cards. And then Keita, I'm going to assume you want a card. Okay. For 40, I'll do 3 cards. Shout out to Malika B. All right. I love it. So, yeah, for those of you who want a chart interpretation, Jenny, thank you so much. I truly appreciate all of this. And I'm so glad that I was summoned to express my ascended mastery and perspective. I really do feel like within the coming hours, a lot of this is going to spiral into amazing. I was going to say out of control, but it just into amazing. I think this entire cycle is going to be so fruitful for you all. So, you know, the more I would really get excited. So we're going to go down the Zodiac. I'm going to pull a card for 13 messages. Of course, the Zodiac dominant energy, Stephanie, thank you very much. The Zodiac dominant energy that you have is going to be the expression of this. All right. But you can take this for your sign, or you can listen to every message. For this could be 13 messages. So we're going to start with Aries. This North Node Taurus manifestation is manifesting your value, but we're going to pull the majors. The message we have for you is Trust your intuition. You're going to be gaining very sacred revelation that confirms your value. And we do have the sun. So this is the moon, this is the sun. Aries, all right, the loved one. This is talking about the one. This is talking about you claiming victory through joy. You want joy to be the principle on which you establish this value, and do not dim your light for a goddamn person. Okay. I think that's a beautiful message, but you want to, of course, be receptive to what your intuition unveils so you'll know what more to shine. Okay. And express that with no fear. Taurus, we do have the magician. So Mercury is in your sign. This is saying you have all the tools you need, and your intellect will enable to produce amazing abilities as you master certain techniques that add to your arsenal. So be in a position to express your talents in order to accomplish what you need to accomplish. And whereas Aries got the sun, you got the moon, Pisces. So this is going to enable you to reveal the occult mysteries laden in your experience. You're going to see directly through delusion. It's going to be like your Sharingan eye is open, which is why with the magician, this is going to be psychic abilities that awaken during this chapter for you. And it's going to really dive you down a rabbit hole of epic proportions. Gemini is saying, Gemini is backing once again this intuitive exploration where, similar to Aries, Gemini is going to be showing you mad synchronicities. Follow the synchronicity trail. Do not try and figure out what the synchronicities mean. Just reflect on each synchronicity and then follow that trail. Trust the signs, all right? Because your intuition is going to be on fire. And we do have the sun card here again. So we're going to double Aries message, but I'm going to reshuffle this so that we can get a different message. But whereas once again, you're coming into this like light, I really like that sun moon theme, which is very much so a yin yang theme. All right, cool. We do have justice. So justice is talking about accountability, and that everything that you think and do, basically the simplest thing I can say is don't treat others the way you don't want to be treated, and make sure you hold others accountable to this rule as well. Now we do have the sun. So for what it's worth, Gemini, you are meant to get this sun message. Really trust your intuition, because you and Aries are stepping into a new era of light where you are going to be the MCs. Gemini is going to really, at a mental level, give you a lot to be happy about. And it's not the sign that's going to give it to you, but Gemini is saying through this channel, you know, focus once again on your joy. Aries more in personification, Gemini more in sharing these ideas. Fuck yes. All right, Cancer, we do have the world. So this is once again this founding energy of success and completion. Please understand that this, and of course, Taurus is your 11th house, which brings rewards from career. So this is you enjoying your successes. And we do have the Fool. This is so symbolic. We have the ending and the beginning. So the Fool card is wanting you to embrace this new path that you're walking down. And the world is saying that you have learned everything that you have needed to learn from where you were born to where you're at now. So use that and get ready to accept this brand new adventure. The Fool card requires that you keep a very open mind and be willing to open yourself up to experiences you're not used to at all. Because what you're doing, many people will see you as crazy for, but you're a fucking genius for even for even moving in that path. Okay, so we do have, for the message for and from Leo, we do have justice. All right, similar to Gemini, accountability. Especially for those of you who are having to sign important paperwork, look over that paperwork. It's a Mercury retrograde for real. So also make sure that you are holding others accountable to the way that you're treating them and they're treating you. Make sure you're on the same page with people, because people love to forget what they committed to. Now we do have the sun. So ironically, this is the exact same as Gemini. And the reason why that's very key, I shuffled this, by the way, I put this back here and we got the same card. All right. I did this, and we got the same card. So I'm just letting you know, this is your ruling sign, right? Leo is saying Aries, Gemini, Leo, there's so much happiness coming in. You have to make sure that the way people treated you, they keep that same energy. Because if you allow people to take advantage of the ways they disrespected you, only for them to take advantage of the light you're shining, the sun does not discriminate. It shines on everything. But justice is saying make sure you hold other people accountable to the ways they treated you versus how they want to share in your light right now or dim it. This is very interesting that we're getting the sun as commonly as we are. Anyway, Virgo. Virgo, we have the Hierophant. Taurus is your ninth house of higher education. And so this is you understanding the very solid wisdom that is enabling you to take to a higher innovative level the traditions that you're teaching. And many people may not realize that you're working on something that is so traditional or huge relative to the organizations they're aligned with, that this is going to really exalt your standing relative to how skilled you are through this. And of course, we do have the Hangman. So the Hierophant comes when you're supposed to do things by the book. But sometimes this can mean going totally bohemian. The Hangman wants you to surrender to this all. So you're in a process where you are awakening a new personality by transforming your old perspective through total surrender. What it is you're surrendering to is everything that does not acknowledge what you're having faith in. This is not necessarily saying to give up and stop trying. It's saying to surrender doubt. And in aligning with this philosophy that guides you, you're going to be Gucci. You're going to be super Gucci. Libra. Like for Virgo, you're going to understand something you've always known in a brand new way that liberates you. So, Libra, we do have the Fool card. This is kind of like an octave of Cancer. You want to have an open mind. The Fool card is saying don't necessarily be rigid because you're tapping into a new gold mine. I feel like you're chancing upon a new style that people probably can't even conceive. But this could represent a brand new adventure, like a new relationship, a new partner that's crazy as fuck, but also genius that you kind of have to keep an open mind with. Wow. 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 Aries, Gemini, Leo, and now Libra all have the sun. This is like a light coalition. So this is going to be a very happy new adventure you're stepping into. And with the Fool, there's still newness to it. So you're not really going to know what the fuck it is until a while, but it doesn't matter because you just want to really enjoy this blank slate. Everyone who got the sun, this is a major accomplishment. And now you have this in your chart. This is not only a major accomplishment, this is a central event that's affecting everyone from individual to social. So whatever this sun card is, it's relative to this week. This is probably an event that's going to affect everyone. Like whenever I pull the same card, I know this is just 22 cards, but whenever I pull the same card for each sign like that, it's usually something that affects everyone or enough people. But let the light rain. That is amazing. So Scorpio. We do have justice. So once again, similar to Leo, especially with the South Node, I feel like with Scorpio, there's a more active nature to this. You're going to create justice. You're going to forcibly. I feel like, especially if some of you feel wronged that you weren't properly represented, you're gonna get that justice. Like, trust me, hell is gonna have to be paid. This is not revenge. This is justice. So yeah, it's not in that petty karma way where you got your karma. This is rights being wronged. So, whether through you or stuff around you, this is going to be addressed. From some of you, this could really just be paperwork and agreements to make sure you're both on the same page. Now, we do have the Hangman. You want to fully surrender relative to you being on the right side of the law. So this is very important. This is a very important Scorpio message. Something might happen to you that's unfair. Surrender to the law. Surrender to the fact that you did the right thing and there's nothing more you have to do. Surrender any ego and pride around that, which is crazy to say to Scorpio, which bleeds for revenge. But the OG code Scorpios, they get justice. All right, Sagittarius. We do have death. You're killing shit. This is a complete transformation, which Sagittarius is Taurus's 8th house of death. So your live fire will burn the own foundations upon which you built your value so that you can create a new. And some of you might catch a body, you might see a body. This is no joke. I feel like this is a very intense transformation. And we do have, oh, these are brothers. Oh my God, this is crazy. In the show, these are actually brothers. This is your ruler Jupiter, right? The Wheel of Fortune. So this is a life change. The reason why there's transformation is your whole life is changing. There's great abundance that's going to expand things to the next level, and a change of fortune that's going to allow you to operate more on your own terms. So the death card is this transformation that's going to clear the space for this expansion to take place. That was very crazy how this came through. They're literally staring each other down. Wow. The Wheel of Fortune in this deck is the strongest demon slayer to ever exist. And the most important character in the show that helped the main character win. So that's very interesting and telling. So Capricorn. See, when you naturally set into your own perfection, you don't have to pretend to feel happy. This naturally produces. Have fun with this. Okay. It is your own energy. And the dark forces that want you to feel ashamed and sorry for yourself are going to be infuriated that you actually love yourself. So piss these losers off by just loving yourself. Capricorn, you laying down the law. This is talking about justice in all its forms. And you're going to, once again, like the other zodiac signs, make sure you're on the same page with everyone, because shit is finna shift. And you don't want people coming back saying, you owe me this or you owe me that, now that they see that you up. We do have the Fool card. So similar to Cancer, you are going and embarking on a new adventure. But settle your affairs first and then go on this new adventure, which you, of course, you are aligned with righteousness, with the justice. So the Fool card is going to really be a blank slate for you. A lot of you are hitting that reset button. Yep. And you're going to gain a lot of knowledge through this journey. So that's a beautiful. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Aquarius. Thank you. None of that owe me shit and all that other shit. We're good on that. Aquarius. Aquarius. Yeah, put some swagger in there. We got the Hermit. Aquarius is saying, listen, a lot of people have specifications. A lot of people have degrees. A lot of people have peer-reviewed research that's from accredited institutions. A lot of people have their own experience, but your knowledge is your own knowledge. Your experiences are your own experiences. Your perception about how to live your life makes you an authority. Even if someone claims to know more specifics about what they studied about the body, you still own your body. Aquarius is saying to trust in your own knowledge, especially if you're an Aquarius watching this. Why would you listen to mortal beings when you're the celestial humanitarian who's supposed to guide them with your knowledge? Why are you listening to unsolicited advice that's really more so a psyop to get you to doubt yourself? You really just want to follow your own light, because most of these idiots do not know at all what the fuck they're talking about. Talk less of why they're trying to induce their limited perspective into you, with which you did not ask. We have the Strength card, which is talking about you really getting passionate about everything you love and exploring everything you love. and really putting in that passion towards everything you love. And I think also sexually expressing yourself very passionately too. But this is going to really dive into everything you're good at doing. And this is going to develop this at a much more supreme level. So that's really fun. The strength card is really fun. And finally, we got Pisces, the dreamers, the trolls, and the magic, whatever, the genies, make your wish come true. Yeah. We got the world card, which is what also Cancer had. But listen, Saturn, this is Saturn, and Saturn is in Pisces. So this is talking about having integrity in your imagination because, you know, it's materializing. But this is also the culmination of everything that you have been working towards. We here, baby. And we have this with the Empress. So come and get this beauty. Mwah. Yeah, you beautiful. You loyal. You smart. You know what I'm saying? You actually cool. I likes you. I likes you a lot. And you very beautiful. I like how smooth your skin is. You know what I'm saying? This is actually really sexy. I know me, but no, I know really. The Empress is I don't know what that was. The Empress is talking about not just this complete alignment with beauty, but this fertile ground upon which you effortlessly manifest this sense of abundance that all comes from within you. And so finally, going to do one more collective message for everybody. Everybody can get it. What do you know? Let's go. You already know. Let's go. Shout out to Shanetta. Not that I know her, but she be going in too much. I had to stop watching her pick a card readings. The audacity. She'll even warn you too. She'll be like, look, I'm going to go in. I'm going to drag you for filth. And you think she's joking? She's not joking. That's why I don't watch her anymore. It's like, okay, excuse me. You didn't have to go this in. Now I feel personally attacked. How are you this accurate? I don't even know you. Like, nah. That's why I don't even watch pick a card readings anymore. Y'all be getting too personal. Now I'm reevaluating my life. Like, excuse me, I will keep these toxic habits. Thank you. I did not ask you to call out every one of my toxic habits. I was just trying to get a reading. Okay. That's why I don't even watch Big Body High Priestess. She's too gangster. Big Body High Priestess will have a grown man crying. I swear to God, like, I didn't know y'all go in that much. I thought y'all, especially when you go in on the divine masculine, I'll be feeling completely attacked. Like, whoa, I know I ain't shit, but I ain't that. Like, come on. All right, collective message. We got the moon. Rosology, she cool. Got the Leo moon. Natural Queen Taurus. The moon is talking about to fully inundate yourself in your imagination. This is what I was talking about before. Build your arc. Have as much fun as you can with this. Build your arc. Okay. Inundate yourself in your imagination and learn to see through illusions. And with the Chariot card, this arc is going to take you straight into victory. Okay. If you choose to accept this mission, you're going to gain a lot of great momentum from the start. All you have to do is keep that momentum. Do not let immediate gratification slow you down. You're going to be seeing great results. Keep up those results. Let's get it. All right. Beautiful. So I'm going to do these live readings right now. Oh, you know what? It probably sent it to spam. Stephanie, I did not get your chart. But you know what? I think you've sent it before. So I'm going to go to a previous email. Oops. There we go. You have sent it before. Stephanie. Oh, yes. The High Queen Stephanie. There we go. Thank you guys for tuning in and showing up. We made the magic work. This literally expands the quality. Yep. Thank you. This definitely expands the quality of what you're already seeding and feeding. So, yeah, enjoy that as you leave this broadcast. Enjoy it, have fun, and enjoy what grows. Stephanie, this is really amazing because in the activation of these energies, we're reset back to the beginning degrees. So everything from 0 to about 9 degrees, where your moon and sun is, you're going to capture this activation very powerfully. And then on top of that, by the time the moon returns and we pick up the finalization of the activation of the new moon, you're going to be completely aware of that natally, because that's going to be where your sun and moon are. So where this eclipse activation is happening is right on your third house cusp with Placidus, and then as an equal sign, it's in the fourth house. It's in the third house region of the fourth house. Well, it's not in the fourth house, but it's in the third house where Taurus marks the fourth house. So basically, this is manifesting the foundation upon which you can ground the natural abilities that you can produce and instant manifest. It's grounding the raw nature of your attitude and how you express what Saturn has already constructed in your personality. Saturn going through your aqua rising has added more authority for you to express this knowledge of yourself as High Queen. So the authenticity and the approach of how you form your attitude through this is manifesting natural abilities as a result. This is the cycle that over the next 2 weeks will activate these abilities. But as a Cancer sun, as you are integrating the feel of these abilities into your lifestyle, you're going to be aware of this in terms of who you are manifesting in your corner and your attitude about the results your awareness of this career success has not only brought you, but has added to your money and worth. All of this, of course, will prepare for your birthday to come back around to where you can fully, capitalize on this. But this is literally setting the attitude of your friends and where all these rewards are coming into, because the 11th house to the sun will actually facilitate you manifesting your hopes and wishes and dreams. So what kind of how do you bring that into your home space? What attitude do you naturally develop from that, and what abilities can you use from this to bring in more success or to facilitate that whole aspect once again? And please let me know if that is relevant and accurate for you, because to see this active as it is right now is very powerful in how you're really overcoming these cycles. So let's see. Kita, I am assuming that you want a card. Kita, I'm assuming you want a tarot card. So I'm going to pull a tarot card for you. Next, we have Tessa. Tessa, this is actually for Cancer risings. This is very amazing because just like Leo risings have the 10th house Taurus, Cancer risings have the 11th house Taurus. So both Leo risings, suns, and Cancer risings and suns, you're coming into this success chapter. Cancer risings are manifesting the liquidity of like the equivalent of gross pay. All right. And then Leo risings are establishing this legacy and career that will lead into more returns through Gemini. So as a Cancer rising, Stephanie, I'm so glad that resonated. As a Cancer rising, the reason why this is very powerful is because you are setting the direction with Mars of your personality relative to this awareness of who your real friends are, what new cycle of success you're coming in from the actions you took Aries season, and you have Chiron here. So this is going to trigger this natural healing in order to facilitate more acceleration and development than normal. So This is wealthy friends. This is wealth through friends. This is also, as a Sagittarius sun, the innovative quality of how you are actively not only creating a brand new lifestyle right now, with which, based on this lifestyle, you're going to attract friends who align with this behavior. But then Jupiter is going to go through in May and evolve this. So the influence of the nodes is very crucial because, one, this is unlocking new people in your life through online media, because Uranus in Taurus is the internet. So you're naturally getting more money through connecting with people on the internet. But the South Node in Scorpio is going to unlock the pure psychological nature of your talents to be a part of an online group. This could also have physical backing in 3D, but you're going to it's like being a part of a basketball team or a superstar psychic dream team. And this also is what's going to bring into form a natural rhythm and routine that you can automate, set, and forget. So I think there is that rewards from career, because Jupiter is still leaving your 10th, and this is what's going to now have you start to materialize the effects of the work you've done. But as a Sagittarius sun, this is you literally creating a lifestyle based off of this success, which is super amazing. All right, that is pretty badass, if you ask me. All right, so next we have Maria. Thank you, Maria. Maria, we know that you have the Libra rising. Libra risings, check in with me, because please feel free to comment if you're a Libra sun or Libra rising. What's your experience with Jupiter that's blasted your relationships? Because what this effectively did is it leveled up every partnership you have. Because since 2017, you leveled yourself up. And 2022 was where you applied the integration of how you leveled your character up to the nature of your behavior. So now 2017, you are bringing your leveled up self, which levels up every single partnership. So now you can do more with other people than you've done. And this is bringing a lot of abundance that you bring to the table to be mirrored back. So what is that like? Because 2010 through now, Uranus was going through your 10th, and all of you were saying that crazy people were coming into your life, crazier than normal, because when do crazy people not come to your life? But Jupiter is blowing the lid, Kool-Aid Man style, oh yeah, into your life. And that could be a lot with Chiron there that's going to trigger vulnerabilities. So what I found really interesting are Libras who are really into crypto, because 8th house is investments and Uranus in the 8th is crypto investments. It's not limited to crypto investments, but as a Libra rising, you're unlocking the sauce you have and the value you have in order to invest in natural individuals who can pretty much return your investment. I like to think of this as you taking the oil you have underground and you're going to gas stations. And now from May to November, right now, this eclipse is having you be like, hey, I want you to sell my oil in your gas stations. And then November of 2023, you're going to be like, all right, pay up. How much money did you make with my oil? And this is like the whole concept of that investment. Now your sun is in Pisces and Saturn is next to it. And you have this wicked 12th house, Pluto, Uranus, and Virgo. So unlike most Libra risings, that with the Pisces sun will be aware of how you are actively constructing your dream life. That's the edge you have as a Pisces sun, other than any Libra rising. So while you are transforming the values with which you deal with others, because you understand the pure nature of your worth, this is enabling you to actively imagineer a lifestyle as an artist around what you're transforming so that you can create the dream life while you are extending this forward and manifesting your behavior forward as an element and expression of how you deal with others. You having this 12th house Virgo energy will break down with clear precision and detail every facet of how this is happening in hidden ways that people won't even know. You are psychoanalyzing real time. This is like having a hidden camera in your dealings with others, and it's going to let you know instantly how to draw boundaries, who to invest in. It's also going to add a supernatural psychic nature to this as a Pisces, where you can just look at or as having the Pisces sun, where you can just look at an investment and just know automatically, no, it's not worth it to invest in. And then you'll be able to analyze the details of how, and you'll be right every time. So it really supercharges this intuitive quality relative more to how you trust people and what you're investing in. Haley, thank you very much. All right, Nari, we know that you, of course, are the vessel of genius here. Because Pluto is going to do and crip walk back on your 29-degree Neptune, the audacity for y'all to be so psychic. I will always marvel at your chart. Shout out to you, Carrie. This is going to reawaken intuitive channels coming into the summer that will blast you wide open, because now you've activated this Aries. Okay, that's the thing. When Pluto first went over Neptune, we were not in Aries season. Now we've evolved and we're grounding it. It's going to go back. Whoa, I'm psychic as fuck. Okay, so prepare for that. But with the square that's happening from your 3rd to 6th house, what's very key for you, Nari, is you are in the process of effectively grounding the genius nature of your ideas. The 3rd house Aquarius you have as a visionary is your innovation of traditional concepts, similar to being able to invent technology based on your idea. So you have the genius idea in the 3rd house. You know what? That would be really cool if I were able to create a device that can actually measure the power of energies, right? That's the idea. The 6th house Taurus is integrating this idea to make it real, to actually live a lifestyle based on this genius way of thinking. And the construction of that is underway throughout the rest of this decade. This Taurus eclipse is now manifesting the behavior, the natural routine as a creator that's going to innovate, set and forget how you're able to create entire lifestyles just like that. How to create entire techniques and routines. And your edge here is all this Aquarius genius that will already know how to begin to manifest this. So the trick is, as a Cancer sun, you're going to be aware of this based on what friendships with other people influence this, and what rewards from career you gain that you can use to now build more of this routine and lifestyle. I feel like because you have Mars in this 8th house region, this is going to make it a little bit messy relative to who you can trust, because at the first hint of like shadiness, you're going to go off. And I think you should go off on their bitch asses. All right. And I hope that was accurate. It doesn't have to be militant, but just in case it is, they're going to find out the hard way you don't play. And Saturn and Neptune in your 4th is going to build this base around your imagination as a visionary. So enjoy building this arc. This is going to really build the routine and lifestyle around the arc you're establishing. And yeah, this eclipse is going to really transform unconscious habits and intangible wisdom, so that you can actually make this a real element of not only your lifestyle, but how you do. Okay. So next we're going to do Haley Easton. Transit reading for Ren. We know you got the Scorpio rising. And no. We know you got the Virgo rising, you're a master, and you got the Sun in Pisces. So you're the people's genie. This is very interesting. 7th house Pisces. Your wish granting skills are for others, in service as a critic or as the Virgin, the Virgo rising. And you got the moon in Scorpio. Is it on Pluto? Are you Pluto Scorpio? Ooh, vessel of Hades. I'm going to have to give you this alien construct article. So you just be sensing negativity and you see the vibes. You're very dangerous. It's literally probably impossible to lie to you, because you can literally feel people throw shade on you as they're throwing shade on you. This is a level of emotional intelligence that most people will be jealous of. And you have a psychology degree without having to go to school. So I always give flowers to this, because the moon, Scorpio, and Pluto archetype is one of the most psychologically in-depth, powerful moon signs that anyone can have. You know, Most moon Plutos are literal demons and murderers, or they're Jesus. They're just so zenned out. That is such a false dilemma, but like it's also really true. So other than that, this is really beautiful because the intensity of the quality of wisdom you feel in your soul that extends towards the vibration you see in other people comes from such a deeply psychologically, emotionally intelligent place. You can real time procure receipts from other people. You see their blind spots. This is very divine, especially with Neptune that's transcending the divine partnerships you are literally sponsoring for every. It's not easy to be a Pisces right now. And then you have Saturn that's opposite your rising. So it literally is going to feel like you're doing this shit for other people just to still get criticized. Anyway, all this Taurus energy is opposite your moon. So you're going to be feeling this unlocking of your deity soul. And this is going to now manifest the grounded philosophy upon which you can build these values as a Pisces sun, with which you will be aware of as natural abilities that in the ninth house you will be teaching others. That's the mastery of the Pisces sun Virgo rising, or the Virgo sun Pisces rising. The seventh house sun is very underestimated, but what's very, very, even though most of them are presidents, but what's very interesting is because of the representation of other people. But what's very, very interesting is your connection with this is getting ready to take things you've been learning. It's like you've been learning stuff on a book. Now you're actually activating and living it, which is such an awesome quality to see the opposition where you're living the best of both worlds effectively. Anyway, this is going to get ready in July to unlock, of course, your second house with the South Node in Libra, and then move you forward to transform your dealings with others. Barring this philosophy, you are getting ready to quite literally master. Oh my God. Okay. VC Angel. There we go. VC Angel, we know that you are a true angel. Gemini, Sun and Moon, and Mercury in Gemini, and Venus in Gemini, and Mars in Gemini, and you a leader of the new school with Saturn in Aries and Pluto in Sagittarius. Yo, the Pluto Sagittarius lineup is crazy. The leaders of the new school we have are crazy. Like every single Pluto Sag chart I've seen is ridiculous, and that does sound like an exaggeration, but like I got receipts. So like this is ridiculous. You are a true angel out here stunning, just telling people the truth in ways that probably trigger the shit out of them. Thank you. Thank you. Now, the Virgo rising element is transcending this mastery of your partnerships. And this is putting you in a position to raise the standards of all your partnerships. And as all Virgo risings are going through this difficulty because you have to put your foot down and maintain this higher standard. This is going to come with open ops criticizing you. This is literally you versus the world. It could feel like the devil is trying you. And this is a good period to strengthen your character. When I went against people who I will not mention, who called my name out on my and try to diss my YouTube channel and diss my credibility, that was when Saturn was in Sagittarius opposite my sun and going through Scorpio opposite my rising. And I handled those affairs like a straight up G, and I still got the receipts for that in case anyone wants to act froggy. I can put those videos up again. So it is what it is. It's going to make you stronger. It's how you handle open opposition. And because, you know, this is going through your seventh, you may get married, divorced, have a business partnership. All right. So this is going to take more seriousness. And while that's happening as a Virgo rising, once again, the ninth house nature of Taurus is going to manifest this new value that you stand upon that you'll be teaching indirectly. Unlike the Pisces sun Virgo rising, who will be teaching these abilities as a Gemini sun, this is releasing unconscious habits, stubborn qualities that we don't have to necessarily adopt anymore. And this will now have you teach a very innovative quality of your own spiritual beliefs that will bring greater into light certain habits that you are currently transforming out of once and for all. And it's almost like you're unlocking these pure abilities so that you can not only transcend the nature of your own philosophy, but coming into Jupiter and Gemini, this is going to completely change and level up your career. So you're getting ready to establish more grounded footing before you step into more career success at such a young age than you ever had. And Saturn in the seventh is going to prepare you to partner with serious figures so that you can secure more of this career success. That is gangster. Good looks, bro. All right. All right, y'all. So, okay. After this, the Celtic Clove. I'm assuming that you actually want tarot. Okay, $40 for 3 cards. If you would like a chart reading, please send me your chart. And other than that, Kita, Carrie, and Angie, Angie, I'm going to do your tarot right now. In fact, we're gonna start with Kita. All right, Kita. We got the Emperor. You're establishing your domain. You're establishing your power, whether through discipline or just your own grit. Whether you're coming into influence from a father figure, this is you establishing more of your own power. And we have this with the Wheel of Fortune. So, as you establish this foundation, it's going to allow you to expand. Without the Emperor, you're going to level up, but you're not going to have this grounded footing and it's just going to go all over the place. But you kind of putting this foot down and establishing this is what I have, this is what I am committing to, this is who I am, this is going to enable you to level up. This is a really good message. Your power is leveling up, your authority is leveling up. You are going to experience a change of fortune that takes you literally to the next level, and that is amazing. Okay. um ah Bunks be fair. Okay, okay. So um gotcha. So we do have nice. I like this. Miss 99, a living genius. You are the genius cosmic producer. Uranus and Neptune on the moon in Aqua is nuts. You hear me? That is nuts. Pluto is getting ready to sextile your Pluto. And that's the thing. For those of you guys with Pluto and Sag, you have to understand that Pluto beginning to sextile your Pluto is going to enable you for the first time ever to know the visions you've been seeing your whole life. This is once in a lifetime. Like the last people to go through this were the people in the 1700s, and they're not nearly as psychic as you guys are now. So ever since you were born, you have been facilitating this understanding of a frequency that older people cannot see. Unless they're part of the 80s who have Neptune and Uranus and Sag, then they can kind of connect with you. But like these people are not seeing you, they're not hanging with you. So Pluto and Aquarius is now the stage of your development where you're starting to come into the extreme knowledge of that's what this was. That's what I was seeing. Oh, it's literally awakening the intuitive channel. So if you're a moon in Aqua and Uranus and Neptune in Aqua, this is a very crucial period for you. It's literally putting you online to achieve your destiny. So as an Aries rising, you had this Jupiter return kicking off this brand new 12-year cycle where you are exploring the true value of yourself as a literal gangster because you got the dopest alien constructs. Uranus on your moon with Neptune, Jupiter on your rising, Saturn on the sun. Saturn is the kingmaker. So you are literally here to manifest royalty, your own natural royalty, because the whole facet of who you are is how expansive and powerful and bold you are as a God level shaman, a collective individual. I'm preaching. I'm preaching. Okay. So this is going to unlock so much money because you're going to command and take your power back by sticking firm with what your prices are and what your worth is. And this is going to unlock those who realize they need what you have. And this is by staying firm, not switching up, and really truly believing in your value, because the unconscious beliefs and habits that Saturn and Neptune are transcending out your 12th are all going to get ready to really personify a new supernatural self-definition of yourself as you get ready to return your Saturn as a builder of the new earth, 98, 99, and 2000. Let's get it. Let's get it. It's just out of all the builders of the new earth, you're one of the captains. You are literally from the ancient future. You got the South Node in Aquarius. So you're one of the cosmic producers that came with advanced knowledge from the future to guide humanity. Listen, I don't know of anything cooler than that. So you want to really embody and embrace and manifest that value, and don't take no for an answer. Why did I say it like that? Okay. Angie, let's see what we got. Okay, Angie, we got the Hermit. The Hermit is talking about the very important approach towards your spirituality and your own lifestyle through following your guidance, especially if you're getting a lot of unsolicited advice from people from the outside looking in, wanting you to kind of adhere to their guidance. They don't even know that your own guidance for yourself is way more superior than anything they can offer you, especially if you're in a position where you need guidance. In that cliche way, really just go within, because you have mastered certain specializations that qualify you to come into your own unique response. And I feel like the Hermit card is you even being sought after for your own expertise. I love this. And we have this with the Sun. So not only is this you procuring a lot of happiness and excitement, the Hermit is going to make this low key. It's not like you're flaunting this around everywhere. It's that it's literally like you going on an expense paid vacation and having financial freedom, but you're keeping to yourself with it. It's like you're enjoying the light, but you're enjoying your alone time. You're not lonely, but you're enjoying the solitude that enables you to master more of your skills. And Angie, that's beautiful. I really love that. I really love that. And last but not least, we got Angel Carrie. All right. All right. I can only imagine how amazing your Aries season was. And now that you have stepped into this level of activation, it's all going to ground in Taurus. It's all going to put you in a position to manifest everyone around you who deserves to accomplish this success with you. Carrie, this is where all the work you've done is beginning to become real. And we do have the Magician. So it's the perpetual reminder that everything that you have is being utilized to bring this success, as above, so below. So everything that you're thinking is magically manifesting. The Magician is telling me you're so aligned too with everything you're intending, and to just keep up the great work. Judgment is talking about an outright awakening so that you can awaken to what you're meant to do. And I feel like you are being used as an example to show everyone else what they're meant to awaken to by you going through this awakening process. And the Magician is making sure this process is so aligned. It's not going to be like a tower card judgment where you're awakened with chaos. This is just going to apply your talents so that you're meant to, of course, be in the right place in the right time. This is very powerful. Pluto in Aquarius, which is going to really work to transform a lot of what you've already been working towards and facilitating, amongst other things. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an incredible honor. Thank you once again for listening to me on my internet soapbox. And as you naturally manifest the true quality of everything you're worth, please remember that yesterday's price is not today's price. And that if anyone wants to assert the counter dialogue and narrative that you are anything less than perfect as God created you, then they can suck a dick. Peace.